Hey, how we doing, team? Rob Lytle here, and welcome to the Life Balance series of our podcast. During this series, we're going to discuss 6 distinct elements of our lives that, in my opinion, must remain balanced in order for us to reach our full potential. This particular video is going to address faith. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and share it with somebody that can use it. And I'll see you at the pinnacle. My vision board has 6 distinct elements that I personally address in my life in order to maintain balance. I would offer to you that you can do the same to relieve the stress, anxiety, and depression in your life and live a more fulfilled life of peace, abundance, and joy, and most of all, balance. The first element we're going to discuss today is faith. In this episode of Balance, we're going to talk about faith and the importance of faith. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or it's just something that came to me, but I didn't plan this when I decided to do this episode of balance when we talk about those 6 elements that I consider extremely important for a balanced life. But faith is a pillar of that. And I've just recently read this book by Jimmy Carter, and I'm not getting anything for this, so don't think I'm getting any proceeds from the former president. But regardless of your politics, the book is good. It's called Faith, A Journey for All by Jimmy Carter. And if you know me, in anything I do, I really do research it, and I look at things, and I take copious notes as I'm reading and as I'm diving into something. And I just happened to pick the book up at the library up on Cherry Point. He wrote down some really good things, and he's just not talking about faith in regards to religion. He's talking about faith in mankind. He's talking about faith in each other as human beings. He's talking about faith as a father and his children. Faith as a husband and his wife. So I just think it's a very important element when you talk about it. And I'd like to read a couple things out of here, if I may. On page 11 in the book, he talks about a country. He's not specifically talking about our country. And take this for what it's worth. It's really thought-provoking, though, as you think about where we are with our country's leadership. Not just the president, but across the entire federal government and the state, and each state's government. So just think about this quote for a minute, but particularly when we talk about the relationship of our government in the future. A country will have authority and influence because of moral factors, not its military strength, because it can be humble and not blatant and arrogant, because our people in our country want to serve others and not dominate others. A nation without morality will soon lose its influence around the world. So that last part, which all of it's important, and it resonated with me as soon as I read the book. I read the whole forward and everything and got into it. But that in chapter 1, page 11, he talks about a country without morality losing influence. Well, influence is leadership. Influence is decision making. The person who has the influence usually has the most sway in the argument or the outcome. So think about that and take it for what it is. Without influence, there's no leadership. So back on the faith piece of it. He talked about the foundation of faith later on in page 135. Faith as idealistic principles of peace, truthfulness, equality, justice, hospitality, freedom, and friendship. So what is faith? The dictionary defines faith as belief in the truth, value, or trustworthiness of someone or something. It defines it as loyalty or allegiance, belief and trust in God, or religious conviction. Faith has many definitions. We need a permanent foundation on which our lives can be fashioned. Without essential core beliefs or standards in which to have faith and by which to live, we may never experience the challenge or excitement of seeking a greater life. Faith, nothing's possible without it. Whether you're a religious person, whether you're a spiritual person, faith is a foundation for happiness, joy, peace, and serenity. Because faith It gives us hope to have faith in something. A faithless world is a hopeless world. If we can't believe in each other, we can't believe in a higher being or a creator, or we can't believe and have faith in ourselves that we can produce better outcomes, be better, reach our potential, raise our kids better, and leave a better world for the ones that we leave behind, and we can't have faith with that, then happiness is damn near impossible. So faith is extremely important. I'm just not going to quote the Jimmy Carter piece of it, but I would also like to offer you this definition from a very important book, probably the best-selling book of all time, referred to as the Bible, in which says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith, having faith in yourself, not being able to physically see the outcome, but being able to believe that you have the potential to get to where you need to get to and to do the things that you need to do, having faith in yourself, is going to lead to success. And it's going to lead to success in the reality of that you have hope that things are going to grow, things are going to continue to be better, things are going to continue to prosper in your way, and you just know it's going to happen. But also you're doing actions and doing some things to make yourself better and to continue towards your goal. But at the end of the day, you just have faith in yourself. Sometimes you just got to bet on you. You owe yourself a little bit of faith. We put faith in a higher being. We put faith into the Creator. We put faith into other people. How about looking in the mirror and having a little faith in yourself? Faith that you have what it takes. Faith that better days for you are not impossible, but they are possible, very possible. Faith in your kids that they're going to do the right thing when nobody's watching because you raised them the right way. And faith in your fellow human beings. If you always want a life without faith is so cynical. You walk around so worried and insecure that somebody's going to hurt you, and you don't have any faith in them. Guess what? The world is a cold and hard place for people who have no faith, no desire to believe in something higher than themselves, or to even believe in themselves that they can reach higher. So faith takes action, but it also takes belief. And I appreciate those that have had faith in me along these years. So sometimes you have to hope. You have to hold on to somebody else's faith in you until you can develop the faith in yourself. William Sloane Coffin once said, "I love the recklessness of faith. First you leap, then you grow your wings." Now that's a powerful quote if you think about it. Think about that for a minute. You leap, then you grow your wings. You know that you have what it takes. You don't know how you're going to get there, but you believe in yourself. And you continue to grind it out. You continue to grow it out. You continue to find it out. One last note before we get out of here. Faith allows us to maintain our sanity as human beings. It gives us hope. It gives us something to believe in. We said that a couple minutes ago, but let me tell you what it's done for me. I came from some very humble beginnings. I grew up in the slums, mixed family, father black, mother white. They didn't have it as bad as they did during the civil rights movement, but it still wasn't that great in the 70s either. And they were kind of ostracized from my mother's side of the family because my granddad, my mother's father, had some pretty horrible beliefs. And I'll leave it at that because he's already passed, God rest his soul. But they didn't make it. I had an older sister that drowned when she was 7 years old. My mom never got over that. So she resorted to alcoholism and alcohol. And my dad couldn't handle that. He had his own issues. So they separated. They divorced when I was 5. Mom couldn't afford, here's the gist of it. Mom couldn't afford the house anymore, so she had to move into housing in the South. So moved into housing, you know, she commenced to drinking and doing what she did and neglect and things of that nature, which I love my mom to death. Phenomenal woman growing up, and I don't really have too much ill will towards her, but I will say that she tried to do the best she could, given her circumstances. And now that I'm grown, I understand that. But my father ended up having to come and get my sister and I and raising us for the most part. Fast forwarded a few years later, they divorced when I was 5. Lived in the projects for about 4 years before that. Moved in with Daddy, lived in a one-room apartment with my sister and my father and a friend that he had because he had to pay child support and he had to pay for his own place. He only made like $11,000 a year at that time. And Mom got murdered when I was 12. She was seeing this guy. One thing led to another. He did some coke one night, came home and shot her in the head. Then he killed himself. Now, I say that not to get doomy and gloomy, but I'm telling you, without my faith, I would have been a goner. There is no way that I'll be standing here as a retired sergeant major in the United States Marine Corps, doing relatively well for myself and my family, as you can see behind on the wall. My oldest son, Trey, my daughter, Naliko, and my baby girl, Leilani, and that's my beautiful wife, Michelle, back there. But you can see that, and I'm doing great right now. Statistically, I can use an excuse. Oh, Mom got murdered when I was young. Daddy wasn't making much money. He was in and out of jail, and oh, woe is me. I can stop making excuses and get back on the grind. And you got to have faith in yourself to do that. You have to believe in something bigger than yourself to do that. Okay, so here we are at the end. Why does all this matter? And you gave me all this idea, Lytle, about faith, and you're talking this good game, and you're talking about these things in your life. What does that mean to me? Well, there's different strokes for different folks, but I would like to offer you some ideas. Maybe it can help somebody, maybe it can help you. But 2 keys to increasing your faith and actually changing your outlook on how you see things is to change your outlook on how you see things. I always say it does not matter if the glass is half full or half empty if you're holding a full pitcher. So my number 1 faith increasing strategy is to find things to be grateful for. And you can start with small things. It doesn't have to be something big, you won the lottery or something like that. Here's 10 things that I found to be very small and meticulous, and it's just pertinent to me, and it's pertinent to families across America. But early wake-ups. I find gratitude in it because I got children to love and take care of. A house to clean. Well, I look at it as a safe place to live, and at least I have bigger rooms and houses that I grew up in. Laundry. I got clothes to wear on my back, and so does my kids and family. I got dishes to wash. That means I had food to eat. Crumbs under the table. That means I ate as a family, with my kids surrounding me and my wife and just having a great meal. Grocery shopping. People hate it, but I look at it as I got money to provide for my family, for all of us. I got toilets to clean. Okay, well, that means I got indoor plumbing, something my grandparents didn't have. Lots of noise in my life. People who love me around me. Endless questions about homework. That means my kids are growing. Sore and tired at the end of the day. That means I'm still alive. So you can start with small things and be grateful for them. And I'd recommend keeping a gratitude journal, or thinking, better yet, writing down 5 or 6 things every day that you're actually grateful for. You'd be amazed at things you come up with and the outlook that it changes, that transpires in your life. The second strategy is to surround yourself with people who love you. Get negative people out of your life. They zap energy and time, and it's contagious. So get them out of your life. Surround yourself with people who love you, positive people, people who have your best interests in heart, people that you love to be around and you like to be around, and people that are going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And before you know it, faith in yourself, faith in the people around you, faith in your creator, and overall faith in each other will overall increase. And I promise you that. And I hope that this podcast has helped you. We're going to close out here in a moment, but I just want to leave you with some food for thought. And I really hope that if this video doesn't help you, it might be able to help somebody else. So I just wanted to share that with you because to me personally, faith has brought me through some horrific times. And it's allowed me to keep a smile on my face. God bless, and I'll see you at the pinnacle.